YouTube? This your boy Kamen Zero Spike back again once again today, people. Today we are here for Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger episode 17, and in this episode we get the debut of a brand new Bugnarok. He really don't look like a Bugnarok, but we got the debut of a brand new Bugnarok, which is the big, the bad, the mighty King-Ohger. And we got a lot of we got some backstory about the Bugnarok and how they came to be, and showing that they weren't as peaceful as they say they were. They weren't as peaceful, but they were actually able to unite their people, unlike the Humies up top, upstairs, you know. But in this episode we also saw how Jeremy was kind of depressed in this episode, because he was seeing how everyone was like how his perception of everyone was like everybody just wants power, everybody just wants to be on the top, everybody just wants to rule everything, and that kind of messed him up in this episode too. But he got back to his old self. He didn't let what the new age people doing mess up his mentality. And also in this episode we see that Raculus he wants to gain peace by trying to rule over everyone bit by bit. I feel like he's off. He might start offering the other kingdoms, like they're like in a way of peace. But he has made this peace treaty, or after these negotiations with the Bugnarok, he's made this peace treaty to where he can actually like use the Bugnarok armies and send Bugnarok to other kingdoms and stuff to basically scare them into joining him. But Yanma, big boy Yanma, one of the best. After this episode, he is literally one of the best Blue Rangers out there. He has literally he's like on that top 20 list of best Blue Rangers, because my man showed out and played to everyone's strengths in this episode, and even come up with the plan, being the king that he is supposed to be, protecting his people like he is supposed to be, and even going to as far as just about almost sacrificing himself to be that. So he did in this episode, he wanted to like arrest Jeremy, or he called Rita to maybe like come here and kind of blame Jeremy for what's going on with the Bugnarok being in Inkastopia, and basically like attacking and doing all that stuff. But actually Raculus, because they kind of lope Jeremy in, because he's kind of like, you know, he's half and half, so you know. But we see that Rita does capture Jeremy and wants to take him back. Basically wants to arrest. She gives him the option of arresting him, or you can offer your help up to us, and God Tarantula, offer your help up to us and actually help us work towards actual peace. Because, and he's like, oh, man, he said, you just want power too, huh? She said, nah, I don't want power. I have no power to offer. But we as the rest of the kingdoms pull ourselves together and pull our strides together. And Jeremy's like, all right, cool. He gives himself his own little pep talk, and he gets back to his regular attitude, and he says he's gonna win back his protagonist role, because he feels like he's gonna be the king to rule over all, like the king in the sky to rule over all. So we see that Gira is furious. He's pissed off that he wants to go fight Raculus and stop him from what he's doing. We see that they're still hiding Gira in Inkastopia, and they ended up Yanma basically threatens Gira that if you keep trying to go out there and keep messing around, I'm gonna take you out my freaking self. And they ended up tying up Gira. They end up tying him up, leaving him in freaking Yama's office, while he gets on the phone and speaks with Debowski. And Debowski basically has still, you know, same old regular Debowski. He has his own plans and things that he's going on, but Yama kind of assumes that, hey, I bet you snitched to Raculus that, you know, Gita's alive. And Debowski's like, nah, I forgot to mention that. So look, so I guess so we know that there are some things we can trust him with, and some things we can't trust him with. And he says that, Yama basically says, well, I mean, not you being on you basically not being on anybody's side makes it easier to trust you. And we see that he's like, yeah, it makes it easier to trust you. So that's when Rita and Himeno appear. They talk about arresting Jeremy and things like that. And then that's when Yama basically makes the plan to, I need your help. I need your help. And he has this off-screen plan that does get revealed later, but he has this off-screen, moment with the other, with Rita and Himeno. We see that Miraculous is reviving this ancient Bugnarok. He's this ancient Bugnarok general named King-Ohger. King-Ohger was on Death Narok's side. He was a general for Death Narok's army in the Bugnarok War. And after the war, we see that because of Death Narok and King-Ohger, they were able to unite their people. And yeah, they were able to unite their people. And we see that Miraculous tells Jeremy that only way we can have peace is if I rule over everything, and the Bugnarok are just a means to an end. We see that Jeremy says that, they're just using you, right? He says, I don't care if they're using me. Like, Miraculous is like, I don't care if they're using me. I don't care if they're using me. I don't care if what's gonna happen. This is the only way I can achieve what I want. If I have to sell my soul to the devil himself for power, then I'll do it. And I was like, yo, Miraculous is psychotic. And he even lies to the rest of the people about, he's lying to all his people, stuff like that, talking about the Bugnarok, and he wants to, and he's made it to where, like, anytime the people see King-Ohger, they fear it. They fear King-Ohger. And we see he is showing them his version of King-Ohger, the big giant, the black King-Ohger, the guy Kyowaga Zero. He ends up showing them all of that and assures them that he's gonna be like the one to like save everyone and keep everybody safe and stuff like that. And it's all shady. It's all like he's gotten the human people and under his freaking thumb. So now that everything's kind of said and done, we see that the Bugnarok are still attacking in Custopia. They're still destroying stuff, and we see that everyone is being evacuated. Everybody's basically being evacuated. We see that the plan was to get everybody in Custopia and have them moved over to Ishibana. And while everybody is being moved to Ishibana, we see that Yanma is out there fighting all these Bugnarok. He transforms. He's locked Gira in his office. Gira's tied up. We see that's when Himeno comes in to help him, and then Rita comes in to help him, and they're all like fighting these basically fighting all these different Bugnarok. We get a giant mech fight with Jeremy coming in with God Tarantula and using God Tarantula and all three Guardian Spirits to make this big giant wacky thing of King-Ohger, and they end up using that and end up destroying the big bad monster. Well, there isn't a monster of the week, but they ended up destroying the big monster that was attacking in Custopia. So after that, Rita leaves with the plan. More of the plan gets put into place, where Rita ends up leaving with Himeno, and that's when King-Ohger himself ends up appearing, and that's when he ends up fighting Jeremy and Yanma. They both get blown the freak back because this guy is very, very, very powerful. They both get blown back after trying to shoot him, and that doesn't work. So that's when he hits Yanma so hard, he hits him through a wall. He hits both of them through a wall to where they de-hension, and Yanma is so beat up. He's so beat up that he can't even transform. That one attack where he just gets hit through that wall, he can't move. He's all bloodied up, and that's when we see Yama's Yama's assistant trying to get Gira out of there, and he basically tells Gira what the plan was, and Gira's like, do you really think Yama's gonna run? He would never run. He would never run from anything. He's not gonna run. And that's when King-Ohger is getting ready to kill Yanma, but Dracula still offers him a thing of, hey, well, look, listen. If you want to protect yourself and protect your people, bow down to me, submit to me. And Yama's like, no, I don't bow down to anyone. I don't grovel to anyone. I don't want to be up under anybody. I'm myself. This is my country. This is my kingdom, and I lead this kingdom. And no one. I'm not gonna be up under anybody. But that's when Hercules is like, okay, do you want to die? And that's when King-Ohger gets ready to kill Yanma. When out of nowhere, we see Gira end up saving Yanma, and Yanma and his assistant end up getting out of there. And that's when everyone sees it, because all this is being broadcast all over all the kingdoms, and everyone ends up seeing that Gira is still alive, and he's getting ready to fight King-Ohger. And his last thing he says, well, he said, I have returned from the depths of hell. And that was pretty cool line. I was like, you know what, Gira, you be tripping sometimes with this fake bad guy, tyrant king thing you got going on. But this right here, I like that line. That was it, Chief. We talked to Chief, and he said that's it. But yeah, this episode was absolutely freaking great. I loved Yanma in this episode, man. He was the emotions and the range that he had in this episode as well, and also being able to use everyone's strengths, able to focus on everyone's freaking strength in this episode was also cool. And in this episode, we do see a man in a black hood during the Bugnabrock fighting that was going on, and I know it's not the same guy from the last one. It's not the same guy from the Fury of the Gods thing. Hopefully it's not. I hope it's not, but I'm pretty sure it's not the same freaking dude. But yeah, man, this episode was absolutely freaking great. I love Gira's appearance, and I love the dynamic that Yanma and Gira had at the end of the episode. While Yama's assistant is holding him, he's all bloody and beat up, and I love the dynamic between these two, because Red and Blue always got that certain dynamic where this is my best freaking friend. This is my best friend, but they're two best friends that will tell each other off, and will tell each other when the other one's fucking up, And I do like the dynamic between Yama and Gira, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, for surely, we are going to see a brand new transformation from Gira, which is this big golden king thing. I'm not gonna spoil nothing for you, but yeah, next episode is gonna be freaking fire. Even though this episode right here was fire. I mean, I love King-Ohger, but yeah, you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of this episode of Kamen Rider, this episode of Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger episode 17. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Let me know if you made it to the end of the video. I'm gonna see you guys next time, and remember, stay henshined.